Welcome to Lolly's Bag YouTube channel, where bag making is made easy. In today's video, we'll be making this beautiful lunch bag. It can also be used by nursing mom. This very one will be used by a nursing mom. She asked for this design. So this is the handle holder, and this is what the inside looks like. So it's neatly lined with a waterproof lining, and it has stiffener inside. So it's a very simple lunch bag. It also has front pockets. So this is what it looks like. So simple and neat. It has two handle, the adjustable handle. This will be the longer handle, and it also has the shorter handle with a handle holder. This is a step-by-step tutorial on how to make this lunch bag. Alright, let's get started. So we need two handle for the shorter handle, and the length of this is 21 inches. So they're of the same length, and we also have the longer handle, and the length of this is 45 inches. So we need a zipper cloth, and next we need a piping line, the one we use to cover the rough edges. So this is our waterproof lining, and this is the handle holder. I already made it. If you don't know how to make this, you see a link at the top of the screen. Just click on the link at the top of your screen. So this will be for the front pocket. So for the measurement, the length is 6 inches and the width is 7 inches. So I already notched the midpoint. So we'll be using the white foam for our stiffener. You can use your mako, ever foam, or whatsoever thing you want. We need 2 of it. It's 1 inch lesser than the main material. So this adjuster, we need 1, and we also need 2 rings of 4 corner. We need 4 zipper head, and this is the main material. We need 2 of this is tapeter material. You can use any material of your choice. So this will be the front material. The sides are 5 inches and the front is 12 inches. So the full width is 22 inches and the length is 10 inches. This will be the back material. It will be like this. So the length of this is 20 inches and the width is 12 inches. So these are the materials we need. Any other material, you will get to see them as we continue. So we'll go into sewing proper, and we'll be starting with the front pocket. So this is the material for the front pocket. So what we do now is that I want to give the tip a little curve. I don't want the tip to be sharp. So we just fold it into 2 and give it a little curve. So this is what we have. What we do now is that we'll be using this piping rope to pipe it round. So we sew it round and stop here. So when sewing this, please take note, it has 2 sides. You have to sew on this other part, not the thick one. Don't sew on the thick one, you sew on the flat side, and it's okay for you to sew out first and then you come back later and sew inward. And if it's giving you problem to sew, apply machine oil on it to make it easier to sew. So we start from here and we sew it round and we stop at the midpoint again. So this is it. This is what we have. So what we'll do next is that I want to use the material to lining it. You can use your lining if you want. So I'll just place it on the material like this and sew it round. So this is it. So for the front material, we're going to notch the midpoint of both sides. So now we have to indicate the midpoint of our pocket so that it will be easy to sew. So you just use our scissors to give it a symbol like the midpoint to just mark it out. So that's it. So place it on the material like this. Let the midpoint face each other. So I'll be leaving like 2 inches downward. You can use 2 inches or 1.5 inches. So you leave it downward and make sure it's well placed. So like this. So now we'll be marking it out. We'll just trace it out so it will be easier. So it will be easy when you want to sew it. Make sure it's well traced. So this is it. This is where we'll be sewing the pocket to when it's time to sew. So now to continue with the purse, we're going to get the remaining material we'll be attaching to it. So I will just measure 2 inches like this and mark it. And I will repeat the same thing for the other side. You measure 2 inches and then mark. So we'll be measuring from the first mark point to the second mark point. So we have 10.5 inches, but we are cutting out 11 inches. So this is it. The length is 11 inches and the breadth is 2 inches. So this is what we have. What we'll be doing next is that we are going to we'll be fixing the zipper clothes right side facing each other, and then we'll place our lining on it, making the zipper clothes to be at the middle. Please take note of this. The zipper clothes on the material right side facing each other and the lining on it this way. So what we do now is that we're going to stitch it straight. So this is it. After stitching it, we open it up like this. And then after opening it up, we fold it this way and we top stitch we top stitch it round, we top stitch everything, and after that we'll cut out the excess lining. So now from the mark point, remember the 2 inches we marked earlier, we will measure the down part. So we want to know the remaining material needed. So this is it. We stop at the mark point. So we have 12.5 inches. We'll be adding half-inch sewing allowance, making it 13 inches. So we'll be cutting out 13 inches. So for the width, we'll be using 2.5 inches. So this is what we have. We'll place it right side facing each other, and then we'll also place our lining on it this way and stitch. So after we're done stitching this part, we bring this together like this with the lining, and then we stitch also. So this is what we have. We turn it to the right side like this, and then we top stitch it round. We top stitch everything round, and after that we have to cut out the excesses. So this is what we have. What we'll be doing now is that we'll fold it into two like this. Please take note of where we join. So we'll fold it like this, and then we notch the midpoint of everything. So we also notch the down part. So this is it. Starting from the mark point, the midpoint, we attach everything. So we'll be using a clip to attach everything round. So we stitch it round. This is what we have. We'll be using a piping line to cover the rough edges. So we stitch it around also, stitch everything, and after that we also stitch the spats. So instead of using the piping line for this part, you can also fold it if you want, but I'm using this for mine. So this is what we have. So what we do next is that we attach the short handle. From the mark point, we'll measure 2 inches. From the midpoint, rather, we measure 2 inches, and then we'll place it like this and stitch. So this is what we have. I'm done stitching it. We'll place the front pocket on the marked point and stitch it round. So this is it. I place it on the lining, and then we stitch, leaving the down part open so that we can place in the foam. So after we're done putting in the foam, we seal it up, we stitch it up and cut out our lining. Remember the side is 5 inches. So now we just measure 2.5 inches. That's the midpoint for the side. And then we notch it. So we're doing this because we want to place the handle holder for the longer handle. So we repeat same thing down, measure 2.5 inches, and then we stitch also. So we'll be using our ring. We'll place it inside the rope like this and fold. So we'll place it on that notch point, leaving about 2 inches. Then we stitch it up. Make sure it's facing the notch point like this. And repeat the same thing for this side also, attaching the ring and everything here. So this is what we have. So what we do next is that we cover the top like this. We use this line to stitch it up. After doing that, we'll place it on our zipper cloth, and then we stitch. Make sure it's well placed, so we stitch it straight. So this is it. We'll be moving to the back material. So I stitch this up because my material is not enough, so I'll be using that part as the cover. So I already placed the material on the lining. We stitch everything, leaving the down part open so we can fix in our foam. So after you're done putting it in, we stitch it up and cut out the excess lining, just as you can see. So what we'll be doing next is that we'll be using our piping line. If your material do not have this stitch, you should know that you have to measure 5 inches by the side before you sew it up like this. 5 inches. So use your piping line to stitch it round like this. And after that, we take the second part of our zipper cloth and we stitch it up like this. So place our material on it. Please take note, right side facing each other. So we stitch it round. So this is what we have. Now we'll be attaching the second shorter handle. To do that, remember the breadth of this is 12 inches. That means half of it is 6 inches. The midpoint is 6 inches. So we mark 6 inches. And then from this mark point, we measure 2 inches to the left and 2 inches to the right, just as we did for the front material. So we just mark 2 inches on both sides, and that is where we're placing the shorter handle. We place it like this, and it just come down by 2.5 inches, and then we stitch. Make sure you bond the tip so it won't lose. So this is what we have. Everything looking neat. So we are almost done. What we'll be doing now is that we'll be attach the handle holder. Remember I say if you don't know how to make this, there's a link on the screen. So we attach it, make sure it's at the midpoint, and we stitch it straight. So this is what it will look like. just stitch it straight. So this is it. Now we'll be coupling the two material together using a zipper head. So I'll just use the zipper head. I'll be sewing this inward. If you want, you can sew yours outward. So this is it. We'll be using a clip to clip everything round. So after that, we stitch everything. We stitch it up. So this is what we have. Looking so neat. So what we do lastly is to use a piping line to cover the rough edges. Remember I said you can sew yours outward if you want. So we cover all the rough edges like this. So we stitch everything up. This is it. Looking so neat. What to do now is to turn it to the right side. So this is it. Our bag is almost ready. So what we'll be doing lastly is that we'll be fixing in the longer handle. So we pass the handle through the adjuster like this, and then we pass it through the ring this way and bring it out through the adjuster like this. So we'll fold the tip and stitch. We stitch to this part. So after that, we pass the other part of the handle through the ring like this. We fold the tip to stitch. Our bag is ready. So this is it. This is the handle holder for the shorter handle. This is the longer adjustable handle, and this is the bag. So easy. If you have any question, you can ask in the comment section. Feel free to ask in the comment section. If you know you learned anything from this video, do it to leave a lovely comment, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.